Hello, hello, Kalu Kale. I feel like shit right now. How are you all doing? uh, hello, yes. My name is Notepad Anon, and I write games for fun. And I do things. Who is here coming right after the Nick Beardia live? Yeah, Nick Beardia did the video on Fatal 2, actually. Yeah, I saw that. I don't watch Nick Beardia. So... yeah, people... Here's this, like, weird thing. It's, like, this weird belief that, I know a bunch of, like, the TG YouTubers and stuff. I really don't. I don't really follow any tabletop role-playing game people, actually, on YouTube. I really don't. The thing I know about Nick Beardia is, he was a guy who did, He's the guy who read all the green texts and... who read TG green text and made a YouTube career out of it. I was like, okay, that's definitely a career choice. I think he also... God, what was that game? Night Shift? I think, didn't he try to make Night Shift his own and then people got pissed off at him for that? I can't remember. They all kind of blend together for me. That's my controversial statement for the week. Hello, Neckbeardia, if you are, for some unholy reason, you're here, or you watch this for whatever reason. You're a lone wolf kind of guy I respect. It's not even necessarily like, oh, you're a lone wolf or anything like that. It's just that the Neckbeardia, it's one of those things where way back in the day, Neckbeardia, when he first kind of started kicking off, it was literally like, I'm just gonna read TG shit posts and like make that my YouTube channel. I'm like, this is kind of boring because I'm on TG, and it's like, oh boy, I could definitely listen to someone else do this. Then it was just kind of a bunch of things where I'm like, nah, I'm good. He's not really my type. Guard Bro made his own game that someone wanted me to go over. Fuck, what was it called? Started with a V, if I remember correctly. It wasn't like Valkyrie or something. It was effectively a fantasy-only war game, if I remember correctly. Never read the Guard Bro story because, again, it just didn't really interest me. God, who was the other one? It was Plain Fag. Plain Fag's fascinating because he follows me on Twitter and people keep saying like, oh, you two should totally collab. But that man posts nothing but coal on fucking Twitter. Nothing but nothing but weird political shit posting, and I'm like, oh no. See, what I need to do is I need to blitz learn Japanese, and once I blitz learn Japanese, just ingratiate myself with the TG people of Japan and cut my palms for them because they at least know what they're doing. Yeah, there's a reason I don't do collabs and stuff like that. I am not a collab kind of guy. That and recently, I know Mildra. Me and Mildra do not see eye to eye on a couple things, and I don't know if Mildra likes me or not because I said doomer shit about fucking Daggerheart, but I don't care anymore. I don't care. I know. Talking about games, I still like talking about games. He's a nice guy. He does his own thing. I don't watch his videos too often because he breaks them up into like 50 fucking parts, which I kind of respect in a way. I really respect talking about games sometimes, being like, I am going to talk about this in like 37 parts. I'm like, damn, brother, you are the real hero. You're the real hero here. Oh, goodness. Throat's getting yeah, not feeling too hot today because I went to a sub place. It's a nice sub place I like going to, and I was like, oh boy, I'm going to get a Reuben. I forgot their medium, their half size is like 4 huge sizes. So I got one of those on accident, and I had this giant fucking Reuben with everything on it, and I ate it. Don't get me wrong, I ate it with all the fucking fries and the goddamn drink they had. I was like, man, this is really good. And then it was kind of that moment where you're like, holy shit, I ate too much. This was like 5 hours ago, and it's still like sitting in my gut. It is not fun. It'll be about tomorrow before I am like fully recovered. But that is the ooh. Ow. 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 That's not how it's supposed to go. 1, 2, 3. Ah, there we go. Yeah, people are posting this. People keep posting Nounborg. This is my life now. Well, as I blind everyone there, I would like to thank Six of Swords, actually, for following. Thank you very much for following. Neckbeardia, that's a dubious name. Neckbeardia is my eyes. Neckbeardia is old. He's a very particular brand of TG guy. I think he does Reddit posts now because he's a traitor to God and to all good and righteous people of this world. Redditores deserve nothing but the cross, as is known. My eyes. Yes. Don't worry, I like flashbanging people every now and again. So let's Nounborg. Like, I'm assuming this is like a big meme post because obviously, like, Euroboard, go fund us, projects we love, hack of the week, 5e compatible. Yeah, this is clearly people are being, See, it's one of those funny things where you look at it, where it's like, yeah, we're edgy and stuff, being like, brother, I don't care. I don't care anymore. It doesn't even matter. Nah, doesn't even matter. I gotta fix up this eventually. I'm bad about updating my itch.io. Hermit Punk Borg, regarding your Doomer D&D video, recently was left Brazil, Dragonfeld and died, and now the carnivores come to feed on the carcass. Oh yeah, no, I'm not surprised. It's, and I can guarantee you, here's my, because I'm a psychic, as you know. I have psychic powers. I've developed them over my time. Someone is going to unleash a Dungeons and Dragons game, but it's going to be called something in Brazilian. And it will be everything in Brazil. It'll effectively be Tormenta 5e. Get ready, everyone. Because I know how this goes. Because the idea behind the 5e video was not the fact 5e is everywhere and we can't escape it. It's the fact that people keep wanting it. People just hunger for it, and they keep making D&D games, and they keep making that shit over and over and over again. And that's so fascinating to me. That's the thing that's interesting. It's like the fact that people keep wanting to make the exact same game, or at least try to ride that thing rather than making something different and for themselves. I find that this interesting. It's not really doomer necessarily, just a keen observation. But let's get on to it. So, a couple things change. We're knee deep in this shit now. So if we scroll down here a little bit, I ended up cutting the Phytophexians. I couldn't think of a good way to do anything for them, so I cut. They just got cut as a main race anyway. Let's see. What are the other things? Gave all the species different little portraits here. Kind of give them a little bit of an idea. The gray men turned out a little creepier than I originally intended, but yeah, that works. You know, humans, Hylix, everything should be here. I try to use different ones. I should actually fix them. Oh, getting this was a pain in the ass, by the way. The Phasmidians. Actually, I should say. There we go. Yeah, Karma Rider. There we go. Zalbada, Xenob. All of these are already here. Effectively, the idea of what I ended up doing with skills is pretty simple. Effectively, skills, you have 6 basic skills. These are your basic skills that everyone has. These are your pilot. These are pretty much your terrestrial skills, personal or whatever you want to call them. Whenever you are doing anything, you can see if you can't do this. Hey, are you trying to learn about something or find something out? You're exploring. Hey, you want to get something from someone by force? Well, you're fighting them. Oh, hey, you want to fix, break, rewire, or do anything, kind of the something, get your hands on? You're rigging it. You want to try to get someone to like you more? Romancing, schmoozing, tricking, kind of that basic idea. Then you have pilot skills. These are the only pilot skills. Now you may be wondering, these seem a little bit odd. So effectively, every pilot skill gives you +1 energy in that system and no other one. And this makes a little bit more sense if we scroll down a little. So, These are what ships look like now. I'm going to do my best to explain why ships look like this. So, how many settings are there that try to do horror with 5e? 5e doesn't do horror very well. I know there's at least a few. Because because people want Darkest Dungeon, and they keep trying to make Darkest Dungeon the 5e game. It doesn't work. Like, you don't understand Natwick. You don't understand. Speaking of horror, what about Call of Cthulhu? Call of Cthulhu, that's doing good. I like Call of Cthulhu. Fun game. People meme the lethality of it like way more than it actually is, but effectively, these are our new ships. I broke them down quite a bit from the original. Effectively, all you have is hull, energy, and size now. And you see, these are our basic ideas. Technically, you also have maneuver, but I'll explain that in a second. Effectively, these are your things. What are you doing? Your hull is your health. Hull points remain the same, pretty simple to understand. The big change comes with energy. At the end of every round, here's my grand amazing idea. So at pretty much the end of the round, start of the combat, you get the idea. End of round, you redistribute energy. You effectively assign. Effectively what you are able to do is you're able to take what energy you have and redistribute it among different parts of your ship. I want to put things into powering my weapons. I want to bump my shields all the way up. I want to power my modules. I want to power my engine. I want to power my sensors. I want to put power to things. And then, for the entire round, you have to deal with what you assigned. I'm gonna sneeze. And you have to deal with what you assigned. So if you put everything in the shields, you're not moving, actually. You've slowed to a crawl. You aren't going anywhere, you're not moving anywhere. If you don't put anything into weapons, suddenly you aren't firing any of your weapons because none of your weapons are powered up. That's kind of the basic idea. And effectively, that's where pilot skills come in. With pilot skills are effectively free energy in these things. So if you are a really good, accomplished pilot and you put everything into engines, you may never need to distribute energy to engines because you can just move really fast. Naturally, you move fast because you're just that good of a pilot. This also helps me with the idea of the pilot and the ship are kind of linked together. A shitty rust bucket with an amazing pilot is going to be able to do things that others cannot. This is a ship that is a billion-dollar ship and is the best thing imaginable with a billion cool, awesome toys attached to it. That's not going to be as good because if a pilot isn't as good piloting it, he's relying more on the ship rather than his own skill. Effectively, a really accomplished fighter pilot, a really accomplished pilot is going to get more done in a lesser ship than a bad pilot. Which seems pretty obvious, but if you think about it, that isn't as obvious sometimes. Now, this kind of leads into size, which is the idea that you can only fit so many things. It's effectively merging modules and hardpoints together into just one thing. And it's like, hey, how much stuff can you shove in this ship? The more stuff you shove in this ship, the more things you have to work with, and the more things you have to kind of shunt out. Kind of the problem of this, obviously, is you can't power everything all the time. So, what do I want to power? What don't I want to power? Maneuver is effectively your ability to dodge fire. That's one of your soaks. Is everyone always gets evasive maneuver? What does evasive maneuver do? You trigger your maneuver and you are able to get your ass going. That's it. you are always able to move. You're always able to say, fuck you, I don't want to die, I'm going to take my 2d4 here, you've shot me for 13 damage, you've only now shot me for 11 damage, because I rolled 2 1s. You can only do that once a round, but it's something allowing you to kind of move around a little bit more efficiently. Two questions. Can I make my own little TIE fighter, or is it all pre-built? Do you have any fighter that has a philosophy of live fast, die fast? Effectively, this is what a ship is. At its absolute core, this is what a basic ship is going to look like. They are all just hulls. I think that's the one thing, the best way to think about is their hulls. These don't have anything pre-built inside of them. With a Falcon, if you can fit it in that size 9, you can definitely fit it in. Doesn't matter what it is, but you can fit it in if you have the right size for it, if that makes sense. The idea is that you can play around with any ship of your choice, but more expensive, better ships, quote unquote, are going to be more expensive. So you want a ship with a bunch of energy and a bunch of size and a bunch of hull, that's going to cost you a pretty penny. On the other hand, if you have a ship that has a ton of energy but absolutely no you know, a ton of energy but no hull, being like, yeah, you would totally save yourself, just don't get shot. You know, classic technique that some of you may not know, don't get hit. Of course, we also have, you can also pilot the, a personal favorite of mine, the Sonichu from the CWC. Sonichu is the heaviest starter ship at 16,000. It has 0D0 maneuver. You are not maneuvering anywhere. You have the largest size, and you have 8 energy to distribute. You have no way to protect yourself outside your raw hull. It sucks. Don't worry. But yeah, if you want to make like a fighter that's like, oh, live fast, die fast, invest in the Cum Zone X. If you want to be really fancy schmancy, I would probably recommend grabbing a speed booster or target computer. It kind of depends if you want the Cum Zone X or do you want the speed booster. And then, or like grab one of you and kind of play to your strengths or your weaknesses there. For example, we'll take the Cum Zone X. At the start of the round, you have to redistribute energy, 3 energy, to the Cum Zone X. Once you do that, you've hit that, and you double your engine power, which you move before anyone else. You move your full distance. So if you put in 5 energy to your hull, you know, into your engine, and 3 energy to your, you know, to the Cum Zone X, congratulations, you have rocketed 10 inches across the board before anyone else has even moved. That's 3 energy that's now dedicated to the Cum Zone X and nothing productive. At least one unkillable thing that kind of be able to color as outer space monster. Yeah, no, COC, you could solve a lot of problems in COC by shooting it with in the face with a gun. But I think people like weirdly overestimate of how deadly Call of Cthulhu can be sometimes. It's like, oh man, 1d6 investigators die every round. That's like endgame. Like that is a very large case of that happening. You only die if you're pretty stupid, really. This is something that many do not understand. Now, these are what happened with weapons, though. The basic premise is that kinetic weapons are going to hit pretty hard. They are a little bit more random. Their damage can be very low or very high. The thing is, kinetic weapons ignore shields. Well, they don't ignore them, but if you have 5 shields and you get hit for 5 damage, you don't have any shields anymore because kinetic guns rip them apart. But if you have 5 shields and you take 18 damage, congratulations, you've taken 13 damage. How do you deal with it? Is kinetic weapons rip through shields. On the other hand, laser weapons, which are a lot more reliable in how much damage they do. The catch is, well, to put it very, very simply, shields block these perfect. So if you have one shield, it doesn't matter if you get hit by a blue standard, it's going to do 0 damage because these laser weapons are eaten by shields. However, that's one of those things. You have to dedicate a little bit of energy to putting up your shields, which someone can then go on there and just shoot you with a Hellbore cannon. It's like, oh, I've torn down his shield with my Hellbore cannon. I'm going to now shoot him with my blue standard, and he explodes because I did 13 damage to him. Oopsie doopsie. Man, if only there was a problem that we could solve. What if I bring out a gun? Yeah, many things die when you shoot them with a gun. And I thought Shiro Emiya taught us all these things, that people die when they are killed. I thought he taught us that quite a while ago. Kovefi. Ofi. I want to check something real fast. I'm gonna feel really sad. Mm-hmm. Google the cum zone, Notepad. I know about the cum zone. I'll have you know, it's not cum zone, it's cum zone. It's all capitals. Come on, Gabriel. It's not like you're paying attention to your Second Twilight lore, Twilight War lore, where a cum is the combustion. It is effectively their combustion engines. That's your basic, that's your basic engines. Come on, Gabriel. Hey, we Googled Urelli mating press live on air, so what's the worst that could happen? Yeah, that was not my proudest moment. My brain was firing on all about 1.5 cylinders at that point. Ah, good times. In front of like 70 people. Ah, what a day to be alive. Alright, so, oh god. Ah, or my throat up. Okay, so drawn to the exciting and hooray! I wonder what this does. It just says hooray. That's all it does. Just surrender to oblivion. See, I'm not very good with all the channel point redeems. I never have been. I keep trying to ask people to suggest them, and either like anytime I like propose something for the channel points, I either get something that is like incredibly complicated, or they're like, do one that turned you into a bunny girl. I'm just like, that's not how any of this works. I'm like, I don't know how to do that, and I'm fucking stupid. Cum zone by oblivion. Daring space heroes. Here, any space hero drawn to the exciting and often deadly galactic happenstance. That. Shenanigans. They are soon to be in the personal. Mm. 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 Or any other sort of space adventures outside, or any other space adventures they may find themselves in. 0 Hour Squadron, 0 Hour. No, we don't do that. The Second Twilight. However, below are some of the more common problems they may face. Below are some of the more common problems they may face. Effectively, this is the please play the fucking game section. Hey, there's a problem. What do we do? Roll this. So what do we need to worry about? So if we were doing, so we need to do, we need Blapser Rhapsody, which is going to be combat. Tango with Devil. Mm. 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 Yeah. Blaster Rhapsody. Mm. Space is dangerous. People more so. Space is dangerous. People more so. During their adventure, during the let's see. Gunfights, sword fights, and occasionally even duels involving both, in gunfights, sword fights, and occasionally even duels involving both. Fights are let's see, the age-old belief that any fight is a bad fight is still holds true. Getting into combat is a blaster in the back. With a bloody back. The core rule of combat is shoot first. Core rule of combat is shoot first. Whenever a scaled battle begins, each of the double check. Remember, it's aim. Yeah, okay. We'll roll their aim or attunement. Let's see. When a person will they'll roll their aim or attunement. A threshold with a threshold of 4. I believe that would be that's the correct term. With a simple difficulty. Whoever score. Single action in the moments leading will have a single action every time their turn come. Every time their turn is up. With this single action, they may reasonably perform within 5 seconds. Often making an attack. Oh god. Oh, it's very sketchy and scratchy today. Oh god. I know what game you're talking about, Yosemite. I can't pronounce it, but I know exactly what game you're talking about. Often. Okay, I know how we do. You select everything here. This is a very I need to make this as simple as physically possible because this is not the main focus of the game. This is the entire point of your space heroes who do space hero things. Of course, you're probably going to get into gunfights because this is a space hero game. Insert not chart horizontal line. We do this. Ooh, done. So how do I want to work? So when they check what they are using, if it is a ranged weapon, as long as they can see the target, they can hit. If it is a melee weapon, they must be next to them to or within kinetic times 5, or within kinetic 5 kinetic times, let's see, so we can do To throw it at the problem. They will make. They will make. Actually, do I call it checks in the game? Yeah. Call them checks. Let's see. If they're able to make it, they'll make an opposed check. Depending on the weapon being used. Yep, this is literally it. Are you within range? Yes. Cool. You can make an attack. Actually, no. Kinetic firearm. You're getting close. You're in a fight. That would be aim versus. Aim versus. Yep, that is literally all you have to do. Let's do. Do I even put in opposed checks? Let me double check something. Oh, or did I call them something silly? Wait. Do. Let's see. Often range find itself in a situation requiring a bit of the old razzle-dazzle. Simple way of saying time, effort, and sweat. Extended checks are. Over the course of that's Space Master. Space Master. The Space Master dictates the time, dictates the time scale, seconds, minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, etc. In every time interval, and every time. Let's see, moisture farming. Actually, so what would be a good thing? Thus removing. Would have an interval of hour. Would have an interval of hours. Have a time interval of hours. Of an hour. Would have time interval of an hour. Difficulty of 4, and scale on a scale of 15. In a scale of 15, every hour. When 15 successes are great. When 15 successes are reached. Completed their task. If the ranger scores no successes, they botch the attempt. After 2 botches, 3 botches, entire project falls apart. The entire project falls apart, and they must reattempt it at the start. Go. Put it extended. Old razzle dazzle. Let's removing the grippy let's see, spot when we do opposed checks. Only one possible victor. The Space Master will announce a difficulty. And whichever side manages to succeed. Let's see. There we go. All opposed checks are. So we go bump, bump, bum. They will make an opposed check, and then we do go. that. Sanium. So, effectively, we that, but to add in this little section. So when a ranger disaster strikes, and someone is hit with a weapon. Someone is hit with a weapon by failing to oppose the attack. They have suffered a personal injury. And are if any character suffers 2 or more, normally if a ranger or character, they die. Normally, if every character has 2 personal injuries, they die. Kajin can take 3. Mechanites can take 4. They can take 4 because they get 2 bonus ones because they have a metal body. Yeah, that's combat. That the entire premise is you get shot once, you're going to die. You are going to die next hit. Do not get hit. You are bleeding to death. You are going to die. Normally, if character has 2 personal injuries, they die. Actually, They are the exception rather than the rule. Personal injuries. Personal injuries can be avoided by, wearing armor, having shields, wearing armor, shields, having armor or shield. Armor or shields. If a let's see, if a ranger's wearing battle armor, let's see. They may. Let's see. If wearing battle, they may soak 1 kinetic firearm, or melee attack that strikes them. But if they have a shield equipped, they may soak 1 laser gun shot. Nothing blocks. Armor or shields won't save. The armor shield won't save anyone from the There we go. Yep, nothing blocks melee weapons. That's the secret. Nothing blocks a melee weapon. However, you have to get close. That's the trade-off. Hey, I have a gun. I can see you. You are clearly running up to me. And the GM's like, yeah, he's gonna take like 3 turns to get to you because you're on the other side of the fucking like area. And be like, okay, I'm just going to shoot him. Bang, 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 and you're fucking dead. Counterpoint though, if you get stuck into a good fight with someone, they're probably just going to kill you because guess what? They have a knife and they are stabbing you to death. Actually, is armor, kinetic, armor, cost. Actually, armor soaks. Xenobe armor. Xenobe armor. Bankruptcy. Xenobe armor is technically better than most things. Oh, actually one. Let's see, what other armor types would we want? No, Pet, are you sponsored by Eminem? No, I am not. Evening, how is Making Up Nonsense going today? Good as always. I would like to be sponsored by someone, but I don't think anyone wants to sponsor me. See, that's the funny thing. I don't think anyone wants to sponsor me. Oh Jesus, people are blind. People are blinding my my poor server with the yellow. Hmm. Damn, we got an ad. It was like, damn, Notepad's gonna get us all M&Ms. Hell yeah, man. If I get sponsored by M&M, I would be happy. Yeah, at the M&M's company. That's fuck. Who owns M&M's? What's company? Who owns this? Mars. Yeah, if I got sponsored by Mars, not a single, hell yeah. Every stream we'd be having some more Mars, you know, themed games. Sorry everyone, here's my new game. The fucking red M&M guy. Mm. 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 Oh, we don't need stalker shields anymore. Scrap shields anymore. Actually, we can do you see a personal protection shield. Yes, congratulations. Here's my personal protection field, otherwise known as PP shield. No, we're just gonna call it the PP shield. We're not even going to elaborate what it is. It's just the PP shield. Shimmers yellow. M&M, the TTRPG. See, what I've been wanting to do is, and now, honest to God, since the Palworld update came out, I should finally compose that email to the Palworld developers. When will you make the horny part? Don't worry, M&M's is already horny. See, that's the secret with this, is 0 Hour Squadron is already horny. I don't need to worry about that. We need to do annoying tables now. Yeah, and get ready for the full horny part, otherwise known as, you know, this. Yeah. Actually, the real horniness was the tables we had to write along the way. A zapper shield, a zimmer shield. Zapper and shimmer. Oh yeah, Excel gaming. Hell yeah. See, that's the secret. We draw them in by saying, oh, look at my Amazonian women, and look at my, you know, look at my sexy, attractive space elves or whatever. And that's how you drag them in. And then you hit them with the Excel spreadsheet. They'll never know what hit them. They never do. They never expect it. The classic bait and switch. Sorry, you thought you were getting horny ERP adventures? Surprise, math. You fool, you utter baboon. When you tangle with the devil, he always seems to come out on top. Negotiation. Negotiation is part of the experience with the with being a ranger. Whether this is whether this is trying to get a patron to pay up front, or talking down a pirate, or talking down a pirate with a it's all part of pointing at them. It's all part of the life. Negotiation. Takes place. Negotiation is a three-part extended check. Each time, three-part extended check. Bid, ante. Actually, it is the bid, the ante, and the payout. And the payout. Bidding is the I'm getting my actually we want to do the ante, the bid. The ante is the start of the negotiation. Is negotiation where both sides put what they want on the table. Put what they want on the table, and right off the bat. The initial payment, the terms, the conditions, or any bonuses that may be included, Often, most negotiations end here with an adventure unfolding. But a savvy ranger knows when to call a fib when they see it. The bet is the start of the extended check. With the time interval. Set by the space master. Footnote: often this will be minutes. But circumstances change this. Set by the space master. Mm. Mm. Set by the negotiator's demeanor. It's effectively, it's kind of like, yeah, sometimes you just don't want to engage with this. The anti-section is the, we don't want to do this, we don't want to, like, try to fight them on this because it's kind of already what we want. We don't really, why do we want to fight this for something we're not going to get anything better out of, or we're perfectly fine with? Which we're going to do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mm. 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 You say admissible? Yeah, okay. I'm spirited friendly. Yeah, that's pretty. Thank you very much, Bobby, yet again. Thrill through a plague spell is yet to fill when writing the horny parts. Blast that comes. Monkey. Gotta keep my favorite monkey at Lubin bananas. Oh, Lord Almighty. That is what I do best. I dance, for I am the silliest clown. So we want to do our we want to do our difficulty. You know, we can even do like difficulty 2 with them. Like, it's generally speaking, like, as long as you don't roll a fucking 1 with someone who is actually friendly with you, they're gonna be fine. Like, they are going to be willing to work with you. 8, 12, 16. Mm. Mm. Scale is the scale is the determined number actually is determined by what the you'll betray the contract set out for them. Actually, we want to do. We increase it by. If we increase it by 4 every time, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, getting 20 successes over that amount with someone who is neutral with you, 20, so that would be, you would need a total of, you need to roll 160, which is fucking bananas to get that. And that is between a bunch of different people suggesting no one botches. That's the problem, suggesting no one botches. Mm. 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 They may attempt to. They may attempt another facet of the. They may attempt another demand. They may attempt another demand, or reissue the demand again. Reissue the demand again. However, the demeanor of the negotiator will fall by one step. Fall by one step, or they may cut off negotiations entirely. The final Finally, the payout. If they are successful, or they may cut off negotiations entirely. So effectively, it's, hey, we're working with someone who is admissible to us. They like us, and we want to add something relatively simple, relatively easy to. Let's say it's relatively easy to add in. Hey, we think you have maps for this. Can we get some maps for this? Admissible person wants some maps. Oh yeah, and they would be like, you know what? Maybe we don't want to give you some information because that's a little bit secret, but it's kind of in the job a little bit. We're still working with you. We're okay with you. You roll the dice for 3 rounds. You get a bajillion successes. They're like, you know what? Yes, this is completely reasonable for us to give you this information. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, do you need anything else? Finally, the payout. If they are successful, they may add the condition. They may add the condition. They may actually. Yeah, I'm gonna read. There we go. Or they may attempt another condition and double down. There we go. So kind of the idea is that if you succeed, you can add another one for free. I wouldn't say for free necessarily, but you can add another condition that you're like, hey, we want these maps. And like, okay, yeah, that's reasonable. Like, hey, can we get some light patterns? Like, can we get something a little bit more out of you? Something a little bit bigger, something a little bit more. If you fail any of these subsequent demands, you're not getting, and you lose all of them. That's kind of the thing. So it's like, you want to double down and want to do it again. You ante up. You say what you want, kind of determine their disposition on things. If you ask for too much, their demeanor is going to fall off. But if you fail, the thing is, if you fail it, it automatically goes down. It says, hey, we're admissible. Well, we're only going to be neutral now. You negotiated for this. You didn't really do a good job of it. Like, hey, you know what? This isn't working. Like, you guys are getting a little pushy here. Like, we don't like this. On the other hand, being like, what are you actually here for? Like, now you're being a little bit weird. But if you're really friendly with someone, asking someone something a little bit demanding, maybe on the table, because they respect you. They're like, hey, I don't know. And that's where you put out some good argument. This is where you start burning luck to get a better paycheck, kind of thing. How do I want to do this? Mm. 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 Rangers are not just. Let's see. Rangers are not just. Mm. 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 Let's see. Rangers are not just cowboys with a laser gun and a hotshot ship. They're travelers, wheelers, dealers, and small bulk traders. They are just as much. While being a part of the PMC may. Everything in the information, food, stuff, people, and occasionally from even occasionally even artifacts from another dimension. However, the most common, let's see. Well, the most common traded goods are commodities. The most common traded goods are commodities. Commodities are. Some simple crates of food stuff, exotic weapons, illegal drugs. Let's see. All too common. Mm. Poor little Hylic reached bestseller with Gordo Freeman starting as the titular Hylic. They didn't even need to kidnap him that time. Common vulgar paraphernalia. Bestseller, all too common. Paraphernalia. Paraphernalia. Gordo Fremet. Oh, you know, Gordo Frame. Then we go to Void Hunters. Void Hunters. So, freight. Actually, no, I should do is trade goods or freight. Our freight. Freight are goods people want. Simple creates equipment. See, every planet in port, have the let's see, excess freight to have 5 states, of being. Board has insert table. We want to make this like this. Deficit, and desperate. Stadium. The freight. Let's see. Constant flow of goods. Keep the location in full supply. Market. We want that. We want to hit this. We want to hit this. Do this. Middle. Okay, so we do this. We do this, and then we put that at 8, and then we put you right there. So we don't really need to worry about supply rate. That's not the point. We're going to delete that column, so because we don't really need to think about it. So what we're do unit space. We need to do space surplus. This is going to be how much it's going to be sold. Let's see if the port or booty, notably booty coins, notably booty of the They'll pay the rates. They'll pay the rates roughly, in roughly the proper cash equivalent. Legal trading will always come with a 10% tariff. Asset come with a 10% tariff. Actually, let's see. Thinky. No, not good. Yeah. Certain ports. Certain locales may have a 10 to 15%, often ranging from 10 to 15%. This is this is taken off the top of the sale. Let's see, certain locales have a tariff in place, often ranging from this is taking off the top of the sale, unless the so at the location or there we go. So we want to do, oh Jesus fucking Christ, Spartan, you scare me. I never got a notification thing. What I miss? Anything schizo happening? Oh, we got a manly. No, nothing schizo. Luckily, nothing too schizo. We are currently dealing with market rate pricing. We finished negotiation. We did some ground combat. I redid the entirety of how ships function. And I got skills in place finally. Probably one of the very few games you'll ever encounter with schmoozing as a skill. But schmoozing is the most important skill in the game. Always remember that. The power of schmooze. Dear God, I redid the entire way ships function. Ships are a lot easier now. Ships are a lot easier to understand now. That's it sounds scary. It is actually easier. That's the beautiful thing. There, Spartan, it is actually easier. Actually, let's do Finally, each piece of freight will take up one space aboard the. Line answer. No one needs to toss cargo. Make way for a new gun. So, this is where things started getting very odd. So, advanced robotics. Advanced robotics is going to take up 3. You can make a lot of money on advanced robotics. We're going to make this instead. I actually did. Here's the secret. There's an entire math thing for this, and I actually wonder, do I have the full thing for Void Hunter still? Because I did an entire math thing of trying to figure out the exact way that everything would be priced. Perfect. Perfect. That's what I like to see. Pitch perfect. I want to find 0-hour Squadron now. Okay, so you may be saying, Notepad, this looks incredibly autistic. Don't worry, it totally is. It completely is. There is no hope here, everyone. It's so over. You have no idea of how fucking horrible this is. So we need to. Don't need you anymore. Need to actually do some nice shifting because so basic here is how much we can sell it for. Actually, I should take all of this and put this here. You want to be Oxanium, maybe Exo. Okay, so advanced robotics takes up 3 space. So that you can make a maxima. Like advanced robotics isn't that good, so we need to do. Why don't we change this to 2? Because if we change it to 2, so this would be E5 times 2 plus E5. E6, so that would be pretty easy to understand. Agricultural supplies. This is just agro business. Pretty simple stuff. We're going to say it's going to take up 1 space. We'll say it takes up 2 space. Not going to make a lot of money doing this. You're not making bank doing this. That's okay. Ammunition. Ammunition is always going to be cheap. Surplus price is going to be 0.5 though. Actually, no. Surplus price, you have effectively, these are going to be effectively like crates. So you're not dealing with that much ammunition, relatively speaking. But let's say, say 5. So you're going to be making about that much. So aristocratic entertainment, you can get that. Surplus price, we're going to bump this up to like 75. Like this is going to be some like top quality shit. But it's also like, this is just a lot of money. Space, 2. Surplus price, 1. You're not getting paid a lot of money for ore. Building supplies. Building supplies takes up a lot of fucking space. You don't get paid a lot of money for it, though. Civilian goods. You don't get paid a lot of money for civilian. EVA supplies. I'm gonna bump that up quite a... Actually, you know, let's bump that up a little bit more. You have the block system where you build shit? No, I did not. I took that away from Void Haunters. Effectively, you literally just have space. In the current build, a 0-hour squadron. If we go here to what a basic ship looks like, here is the brick. Here's the brick and the falcon. The brick from Star Build and the falcon from Simp Tech. Simple Tech, you know, not Simp Tech. Very different. Effectively, the hull is your HP. Size is how much stuff you can fit on it. These could be weapons, these could be modules, it could be anything. And maneuver is how fast you are moving. I'm kind of going back and forth of how I want to handle maneuver. I'm actually thinking about giving it as kind of like a free move. Like, no matter what, you can always move your maneuver. Because they're just fast ships, you don't really need to use your engine. The idea is energy, though. What is energy? Energy is a resource that at the end of every round, you can distribute among your weapons, shields, your sensors, your engine, anything that you can think of. You're distributing your energy around to power them up. So if you say all energy to shields, you're putting all your energy, you're shunting all your energy straight into your shields so you can protect yourself from getting attacked. On the other hand, you may say, nope, I want to put everything into my engine, and then you're going to you'll be able to move 9 inches, way faster than everyone else. But you have no shields, and you have no weapons powered up. That's kind of the idea. So, one of the things is, when it comes to how pilots operate, is that a accomplished pilot with really good pilot skills is going to be able to get free power dedicated to certain systems. A really competent pilot with engines can pretty much never need to put anything into his engines because he will always be moving. He's always going to have a really good movement. He's always going to be really good at being able to kind of move around a ship at kind of like minimal energy. He doesn't really need to put any energy into it. He's going to be really good at maneuvering around with it. But you may want to put it into weapons. You can always have a weapon powered up. Or maybe you want to put it in your shield, so you always have a shield powered up. That's kind of the idea. Yes. There's actually 2 sources of inspiration for this. The first one is FTL. Ooh. The first one is pretty obviously FTL. The idea of like trying to manage your power, trying to make sure everything is where it needs to be. The second one is actually someone in the channel, someone who a longtime viewer and one of my patrons, his game. It's a Jaeger. And his game Sakura Beat has a similar system that I was like, yeah, why don't I do that? And I came up with this amazing idea when I was sitting at the coffee shop. If you ever need questions, if you have any questions, tell me. Good soul surviving. I'm always soul surviving. Is anybody... I'm not seeing any dropped frames on my part. Is anyone else going through things? you know, some laggy problems. It may just be Twitch as well, because Twitch is Twitch. We love we love Twitch. Twitch has done nothing wrong. Oh god. Huh. Strange. See, this is what you want. Is this what you want? Is this the Kino you need? Is that what you want? You want this? You want this noise? You want my back going? You want my snippy snappy? Hot, crusty, tasty. Oh yeah. Alright, so back to commodity markets. EVA supplies, exotic materials. We can bump up exotic materials a little bit, make it a little expensive. Explosives! Yeah, explosives being really big and not super worth to deliver. Fuel, we're going to actually reduce the price of fuel a little bit, because fuel isn't as valuable to deliver in such small quantities. That's kind of the idea. You want huge amounts of fuel. Hard drugs, let's bump that up to 75. Like, you can make bank, you know, shipping drugs. Heavy industrial equipment. Let's bump up the size here. And let's bump up the cost. Let's actually bump up the cost to like 20. Heavy weapons. Heavy weapons, of course, we can make some bank off of that. Infantry weapons. We're going to make some bank off of you. Light industry. Luxury food stuff. We're going to increase the cost to 5. Actually, we could increase the cost. Oh wait, where are you not? Oh, how peculiar. We'll change these around a little bit. So let's see. We were at rare Prol entertainment. Actually, we'll do luxury food stuff is pretty expensive. Luxury goods. Let's see. Aristocratic entertainment went for 75. So luxury goods, we'll say it goes 25. Luxury materials. Medicinal drugs. Let's bump medicinal drugs up to 30. Prol entertainment. Nothing too expensive. Rare earth metals. You up. Ship weapons. We're actually going to make you real expensive. On the other hand, you're also going to be worth a lot of fucking money. Simple food stuff. 1.5. Yeah, you. Simple robotics. Let me see. Advanced robotics went for 3. 3 for 30. We'll do 3 for. I think 8 seems pretty reasonable. Slavery. Slavery is going to be 1, and it's going to be for an excess of $120. Soft drugs. Not hard drugs, which are different. What's the hard drugs? Is 1, 125. There we go. So, this is where things start getting a little bit more hectic. We need to find things that are considered a little bit naughty. So we need to find things that are a little naughty that you shouldn't be having. And if they are, so we want to find heavy weapons, infantry weapons, ship weapons, slavery, soft drugs. Do we have hard drugs? So all of these, we are going to go over to start with ammunition. So what we're going to do. 1, 4, 6, actual 8. I'm going to bump this up to 10. This is quite a bit. Like it's quite a bit of a change here, but I'm okay with this. So if I'm pretty sure if I do this, then we type in, I want to paste formula only. Okay. Paste formula only. Paste for only. Paste for only. Oh, didn't click that up. Paste. There we go. We've increased the price up quite a bit for certain ones of these. Now we get to do the illegal ones. Now the illegal ones that you should never have are going to be slaves, drugs, hard drugs, which we're going to then go in here and we're going to increase them all a little bit more. I'm only going to increase them by 1 now. Increase the final one by 2. Pretty much what we want to do is we want to incentivize you inadvertently to make a lot of money being a horrible human being. Be a bad person and sell drugs to kids and make money, because you can make a shit ton of money doing this. This is a ship. You do this enough times, you will get money. You will spend it. Are drugs regulated? Nah, these are illegal drugs. Add some spice milieu into the drug section. It's kind of the idea of like, the drugs are supposed to be a little bit vague because it's just like, yeah, this is just crazy weird shit that like you're not really supposed to be taking. Because we're here to save you from yourselves, you dumbasses. We don't want you to die. But let's zoom out a little bit. What we can do. Good old-fashioned pornographic material. What the people crave. Joke being that pornographic material is going to be worth a lot of money. Mm. Mm. Ultra tech drugs. We're gonna say that's gonna be right up at $100. 100 for that. Ultra tech is some weird ass shit. They're not as valuable as shipping as hard drugs, unironically, because hard drugs are worth 1 and get 75, so it's effectively you get 150 rather than that. Actually, you know what? Let's bump it up to 200. Let's make it some of the most valuable stuff you can trade. However, it's also incredibly fucking illegal and you should not do it. Let's see. Make dick ship. Oh, you don't understand. I don't need the dick ship. I have some. I can do you one better. I can do you one better though. Get inside the Sonichu. Come on. Don't you want to be? Get inside the Sonichu. Come on. Your grandma used to pilot these. Come on. I don't know what compelled me to make the Sonichu, but I did. And here we are, probably one of the slowest ships in the game. This is what the people need. This is what they want. They want Sonichu. What other things can we really deal with? Mm. Better than a friend doll. You know what we can do? We can do better friend dolls. I-cores. Not necessarily bad, they're just rare. Mechanite cores are just big, annoying, and you gotta store them right. Let's see, is there anything else huge, massive, and we would think would be something fun to ship? AKA the perfect starter ship. Probably the most reliable ship. If you want to buy the most reliable early ship, it would most likely be the Eagle. You got decent hull. You got decent energy. You got enough place to stick stuff in. You even got a little bit of dodge in there. And you got enough things to buy some new toys. You've kind of got the perfect, you know, the best of the best. Most like the Betty Boop is still pretty reliable. You're a lot thinner. However, you got a little bit more stuff to work with, and you're a little faster. The Pelican is pretty decent. The problem with the Pelican is that you're going to take damage. Your maneuver is dog shit, and you will pay a lot of money to not have a lot of toys. If you want to survive, Falcon's pretty good. The Brick is always reliable if you want a budget ship, because the Brick, it is just a flying brick. God bless Star Build. Star Build did nothing wrong, always remember. 0 Hour Squadron. EXO, we'll do EXO 8. Actually, can we do EXO 10? No, can we do EXO 9? No, we have to EXO. I'm okay with sticking with EXO 8. So let me just do need to do so with anything marked with underline italics. Those are marked underline italics are very illegal to be carrying around. Those with italics only require they don't want you moving around things that are fucking illegal, cause being illegal is wrong. Cause being illegal is illegal. That ain't cool. Remember, everybody, don't break the law, because that's cringe. The fact that I know every single one of it, all of this is completely irrelevant, is really it does inspire me. Yeah, whatever you do not trade in slaves, drugs, or more drugs. Drugs are bad. Are slaves legal? They aren't harmful. Yeah, slavery's fucked up. Date great. Oh my god. You know what? Here's what we can do. Counter argument: drugs are profitable. There we go. Xeno animal life. Yeah, don't bring Death World animals to the planet. Please do not bring Death World animals. I'm begging you. We're all cool here. We don't need any of that. That they are an invasive species. In the same in the same vein that they can kill us all. Like, we'll make it really big. Does an animal imply life? Grippy farm notepad. The implication is, yeah. Well, yeah, don't you know grippies stick to ships? Duh. There we go. I mean, come on. There's a very simple explanation for it. Grippies are a thing in setting. What? Yeah, I mean, grippies are right here. Yeah, you know, it's all a grippy is, a small fleshy creature that stows away on starships, rapidly I don't know why I said rapidly multiplies. It's everywhere, usually explode after trying to eat wiring. Yeah, you know, all you need to get how to get a grippy out of their cockpit before they eat the wiring. That's all grippies do. What, did you think grippies weren't... Honestly, if anyone's going to be trading humans as a pet, they'll be trading Mel. Because Mel are legitimately supposed to be perfect people and actually like being... To give you an idea, a Mel is very weird when it comes to being enslaved, because they're like, yeah, I'm being useful. I'm like, fuck. Yeah, mind you, getting the Mel was very complicated. But most of the races here are set up in some capacity. Yeah, the Gray Men came out a little bit more aggressive than I was hoping for, but I like it. I think that did kind of set things pretty reliably. Is that Gray Men are just weird because they're a bunch of weird nanite swarms that look like people, even though they very much are not people. Uh-oh. You're not people. You kill people. Okay, so we finished Terrestrial Adventures. Also, to give you an idea of the word count, we are at 13,000 words. Yeah, word count's a little bit little bit odd. I didn't mean for it to be that way. Diversity is the breeding ground of racism. Exactly. Ow. Alright. I'm gonna get the first section done, because I've tore up my throat already today. Mm. 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 Um. I'll arrange an enemy to determine the best course of action on a 2D plane. Oh, rather than. Mm, 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 mm. Shit. Tarot what? I did not say anything about tarot. I'm being a little quiet right now because again my throat's I've realized my throat's been chopped up. I don't know why. Probably just what I ate today and just isn't helping. Maybe drinking coffee with that wasn't very helpful either. I really should stop doing that. Let's see. Mm. 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 Let's see, assuming each of the... Alright, let's see. Assuming each of the starfighters are one. Inch here. 1 by 1 inch. Assuming each of the starfighters are 1 by 1 inch. Assuming each of the 1 are 1 by 1. So we I'm looking I need to look at Void Hunters. We would need to do frigate, destroyer. I believe it would be corvette after that. Cruiser. Actually be a I need to find corvette. Yeah, it'd be a no, it's corvette. Knew that didn't sound right. Corvette, frigate, destroyer, cruiser. Battleship. So corvette would roughly be about frigate's larger, so that would be about actually we want them long, so that would be 3 by 3, no, it would be 2 by 7, 3 by 9, 4 by 11, 5 by 13, 6 by 15, and this would be 7 by 17, roughly speaking. To give you an idea, that would be like, this is a foot-long giant thing, and this is assuming you are a 1 by 1. This is kind of the scale we're looking at. They are fucking huge, way bigger than you. Where does the tiger come from? The tiger is my friend Manly, because I kept making snide remarks about a Russian webcomic that is effectively a political cartoon based off of Poland Ball that a bunch of people made because Poland Ball was popular. And do you know that Russia has? Do you know in fact that Russia has tigers? Thus, he has become a frequent on the Experience Requiem. I am surprised no one has reached out to me at this point about the Tiger Ball, but I doubt anyone really cares or really wants to even bother with me. And we're not going to say anything, right, everyone? We're not going to say anything at all. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to call it here, and next week on Monday we are going to effectively blitz combat. We're going to try to get as much done with combat as physically possible. I feel pretty confident about it. I know what I need. It's one of those things where I know what needs to be done. It's just doing it. Everything here works pretty reliably. We can probably finish up everything on finish combat up on Monday pretty reliably. And once Stellar Combat is done, we then move on to Advancement Paychecks, and Advancement and Paycheck Day will also be let's make a Gorillion ships and a Gorillion pieces of equipment. Next week is going to be the unfun part. We're keeping it reasonable, Spartan. That's the advantage of the sensor map. It is to keep things reasonable. It is in a 360 degrees around you, because why? You are a competent pilot and you damn well know what you're doing, so you can quickly, move around. If we were dealing with much larger ships, then I would be doing something like that, but we're really not. So I'm not worrying about it. Again, if we were dealing with, if this was Battlefleet Gothic the role-playing game, then yeah, that's half the appeal, is doing a fucking broadside. But we have to keep things reasonable. Ooh, no, that's not how my packs is supposed to sound. Outside of that, nothing is going to happen tomorrow. Sorry, everyone, but next week we are going to be doing the Waname Quadra case. Yeah, the Waname Quadra case is going to be very fascinating. We are going to be doing Cloudbreaker Alliance, Break, another anime game someone sent me, in Valor. We're doing all 4 of them next week, and it's going to be real fun, because I like a real fun thing. Not tomorrow, next week. I kind of got them a little late. So I was just like, okay, if we're going to do 4, it's like I don't want to throw my life on there with just 4 right away, because I don't think that's going to be. Yeah, Cloudbreaker all of them seem interesting in some regard. I have a few. We're going to be making the exact same character in all of them. And making the exact same character will always be fun, because it's how different can we get these characters to be. But yeah, no, it'll be pretty fascinating. Tomorrow, again, there's not really going to be doing anything too exciting. Got a few ideas of the game was dead in the water for me. It was very quiet. It did not help that Break and It started both of them kind of came out at the same time. They're very different games from what I've gathered. However, they are also the exact same genre, if that makes sense. I will show you all what I mean by the exact same genre and why I'm calling it the Waname case. This is Cloudbreaker Alliance. This is what it looks like. Again, it's Waname. This is what I mean. It's anime TM. However, if we go to Break TTRPG, this is what Break looks like. Also, equally Waname. You kind of see what I mean. Like, these 2 games kind of came out one right after the other. I haven't heard anyone really talk about Break all that much outside of my server talking about how much they like Break. But There was also there's Valor RPG. This is the Valor RPG. Yeah, also, don't worry everyone, it's anime. You know, the popular genre of anime. That, if you don't know, the genre of anime annoys the shit out of me because it's not a genre, it's just anime. This is the other one, Voyager Tactics, which is apparently inspired by League of Legends. So yeah, I got sent this one. Or wanime. We're gonna like wanime. Anime is a medium, not a genre. Sorry. Yeah, you don't understand. You were going to enjoy the genre of anime. You already made that game. I know. It's weird. Yeah, let's see. Not that anymore. I never got back to the author about that. That's something I'm not really too happy about myself with. See, and you always say, oh, anime is a genre. Fight me. But there's a problem. And the thing is that no one ever can give me a really good answer for this. You have Monster. No one can ever give me a good answer when I bring up Johann Liebert. No one ever, all the guys that anime is a genre don't understand when I bring up Johann. Because Monster's like a really fucking amazing noir, effectively noir story about horrible people trying to be better and horrible people also being horrible. It's a very fascinating show, and I think everyone should definitely watch it or read it. But yeah, it's like I always get it when people say, "Oh, this is the genre of anime," but again, it ain't. It ain't. There's quite a bit, and they're all very different from one another. The problem is what we see here a lot more than anything is shonen slop. Shonen slop is what everyone wants, so that's what we get. Not an anime. That's the problem. Yeah, they literally mean it's kind of the shonen, it's the seinen, it's not even seinen because you bring up like is Berserk an anime? You know, is the genre of anime. They're like, yeah, that we're not even dealing with fucking rom-coms. Like that's a completely different entity. But yeah, no, this is what they're usually talking about is they want the shonen stuff, but it's anime flavored because this is what people think anime is. It's, that's kind of the thing. That's kind of the nature of the beast, and that's something we all have to deal with. But yeah, all of these kind of I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a good thing, but I get some very big anime equal Japan slop. I can respect that. Yeah, it's like, it's just Japan slop. If it's good, it's not anime. This is a man who understands. He gets it. He gets it. But it's one of those things where when people really they like that very specific variety of anime, and they like the slop, they like the that's what they want. They want that, and they're like, this is an anime. And it's always funny anytime someone's like, well, this is an anime. I'm like, this is though. Like this is very clearly that. It's a very philosophical piece, actually. That's why people are getting really annoyed with Fearin', actually. I find that very funny. People are getting annoyed with Fearin' because it's not very action-packed. There's action scenes, but it's not really about it. It's really fascinating. Then they called Fearin' isekai and want to kill someone with a hammer. Because technically, if we're being really specific here, here's the problem. here's the fucking problem. Anything is like isekai is, and they're like, oh, Frieren is isekai. I'm like, no, if we want to be really specific, like if we're being like really anal about wording, Frieren would be considered an isekai. Because all isekai means is another world. But that would be implying then every single, story ever told is isekai. That's what they were trying to say. Yeah, that's everything. Yeah, every single, according to their definition, like every single thing was an isekai. Even though people with half a brain have come to understand what the basic genre of isekai is. You kind of get the idea of like, okay, isekai, you go to another world or things like that. I am still a proponent of native isekai, though. I think that is a term that people need to adopt, and it's a very specific one. I have a very specific definition of native isekai, and it is a fantasy world where they do all the video game shit constantly. I lose my goddamn mind anytime I see it. It's hilarious. Like, aw, man, because you're like, oh, it's a fantasy story, and then be like, let me check my status screen. It's not like he's reincarnated. It's not like anything here. It would be, hey, it's this. It's so fucking beautiful. It's so amazing. Yeah, no, it's but yeah, no, it's like calling motion pictures a genre. It's not, but there are people who still fight, kill, and die over the fact that anime is the genre, and that's kind of what I was getting. My initial thinking on Cloudbreaker and Break and a couple of these other games was anime is a genre, deal with it. I'm like, that's not how it works at all. And that's kind of the unfortunate reality. And that's something we'll all have to deal with. Yeah, just like video game. Like, yeah, it's kind of the nature of the beast, unfortunately. Like, yeah, there are video games. It's the video game. It's like, yeah, don't you know, Draco, the genre of video games? The video game genre. That one. I see that one every now and again. Kings, I'm tired. People just don't. If you don't engage, like, again, it's the same with the punk genre. Like, yeah, we're kind of weird because we're in. See, I don't refer to things as video games anymore. Like, that's weird. I only call them vidya because my brain rot is terminal. I refer to video games exclusively as vidya. Say the video game, you mean the Ubislop? I mean, fuck. Do you know how many games there are out there now? It's fucking ridiculous. Like, there's so much shit out there. It's truly, like, on one hand, it's actually very impressive. It's like, oh wow, there's a lot of people and there's clearly a lot of games out there. On the other hand, you're like, man, that's too much. Maybe I should buy Buckshot Roulette so we just play Buckshot Roulette on the stream. Wait, did he do Iron Lung? Oh, he didn't do it. What did Mike do? Nothing. He didn't do anything. Oh. That's just a porn game. I'm going through my Steam list right now. Oh yeah, the new Marvel Overwatch game, everyone. Get excited for the new Marvel Overwatch game. Clap, monkey, clap. is what you want. Dragonfall Caress from the beginning. We have to wave big ruler to die within a genre so the new one can bloom again. Yeah, we see, the funny thing is, here in our glorious TTRPG sphere, that's happened multiple times, and he keeps getting back up and stabbing everyone else. It's very sad. Truly, life is fun. Life's great. I love tabletop role-playing games. Why couldn't my hyperfixation be on something useful like music or like dance or something? But no, my hyperfixation is on this fucking industry. Billions must dev. Ugh.